Netflix's Adolescence doesn't offer any easy way out. It's an unfiltered look at social media's impact on teenagers and the harsh reality of growing up online. Some will find it hard to watch and even harder to forget. Created by Jack Thorne and Stephen Graham, this 4-episode series takes on topics most shows avoid. It tackles social media, peer pressure, and the growing disconnect between parents and kids. And at the center of it all, a teenager accused of a crime that forces everyone to question what they really know about the worlds their kids live in. The show wastes no time. It opens with first responders arresting a teenager, Jamie Miller. The camera follows them as they take him away, using the same one-shot technique director Philip Barantini mastered in Boiling Point. But here, that style feels even more intrusive. Jamie's father, Eddie, stands frozen. His son is being taken away, and there's nothing he can do. Worse, he doesn't even know why. That moment is terrifying. It forces you to think, how well do parents really know their kids? And in a world controlled by social media, how much is happening right under their noses? This isn't just Jamie's story. It's a look at how an entire generation is being shaped by social media. Teenagers now live in a digital world with its own rules, its own economy, and its own form of power. Popularity is a full-time job. It starts in multiplayer games, spreads through group chats, and plays out in public across social platforms. Emojis aren't just symbols, they are a language. A single comment can decide a person's entire social status. Parents don't understand it, teachers can't keep up, and kids, they're left to navigate it alone. As Detective Frank puts it in the show, all kids really want is one thing that makes them feel okay about themselves. That's it. And that's the problem. Feeling okay isn't easy when your entire world is watching, judging, and deciding your worth every second of the day. Jamie's arrest is tied to a suspected murder. The show isn't about solving a case. It's about asking the bigger question, who's really responsible? Is Jamie a cold-blooded criminal, or is he a victim of something much bigger? Adolescence doesn't push one answer. Instead, it forces you to look at every angle. Parents thought their kids were just making friends online. They didn't see the danger. The internet blurred the line between harmless chatting and something much darker. Guilt is everywhere in this show, but who actually deserves it? Jamie, his friends, his parents for not paying attention, or the internet for making this possible? The show digs into the dark side of online culture. Bullying isn't just mean words anymore. It's strategic, it's constant, and it doesn't stop when school ends. It follows kids home, into their bedrooms, onto their phones. The pressure to fit in is more than just looks. Now it's about online status, who has the most followers, who gets the most engagement, and the scariest part, the internet doesn't forget. Mistakes aren't just embarrassing, they are permanent. One bad decision can stick to someone forever. Jamie Miller represents all of these struggles. He exists in the grey area where words like victim and culprit start to blur. This show wouldn't hit as hard without its cast. Stephen Graham is, as always, incredible, but the real discovery is Owen Cooper. He plays Jamie with raw intensity. You believe his every word, every emotion. It's the kind of performance that can launch a career. And it's not just the acting. Philip Barantini's directing style makes it feel like you're watching real life unfold. The camera moves through rooms like an intruder, forcing you into private moments you should not be seeing. Conversations overlap. Scenes bleed into each other. It never feels staged. It feels real. Violence erupts suddenly. Arguments spiral out of control. And through it all, the tension never lets up. It's uncomfortable, and that's exactly the point. Beyond the crime, beyond the performances, Adolescence is about something bigger. The generational disconnect. Parents think they understand their kids, but the truth, they don't. The internet created a new world, and they were not invited in. There's a moment in the show where Jamie's father says, "Maybe I took my eye off the ball a little bit. We thought he was safe in his room. What harm could he do in there?" And that's the hardest truth the show delivers. Because how many parents are thinking the same thing right now? Adolescence isn't about blaming one side or the other. It's about exposing the gap. Parents are still playing by old rules while their kids are navigating something completely different. And until that changes, this disconnect will only get worse. Most shows would try to soften the blow. They'd offer some hope, some easy solution. Adolescence doesn't do that. It doesn't let anyone off the hook. It questions parenting choices. It forces people to confront what social media is really doing to our teenagers. And it makes one thing clear. If we are not paying attention, you're already too late. And it's not just about this show. This conversation needs to go beyond 4 episodes. This needs to be talked about in classrooms, in homes, in real life. Because adolescence isn't just about one story, it's about a generation at risk. And the scariest question of all, how many Jamie Millers are out there right now, struggling, unseen, and one bad decision away from disaster? Thank you for watching. See you next time.